Losing the saggy love handles is easier than you think. So don't forget to save this video because this is the exact formula on how you're gonna lose your next 10 pounds of belly fat in the next 6 weeks without starving yourself, all right?
10 pounds in 6 weeks sounds achievable. It's gonna be a push. I think you're gonna have to be super locked in for those 6 weeks, but yeah, it's achievable. Let's see what he says.
So let's break it down. If we need to be losing 10 pounds in the next 6 weeks, this means we need to be losing about 1.7 pounds per week. And
Yeah, that's doable, very doable.
since we know that 1 pound of fat is roughly 3,500 calories, if we multiply 3,500 by 1.7, this means we need to be eating in a weekly calorie deficit of 5,950 calories. In order to find our daily calorie deficit target, all we do is divide 5,950 by 7 for every day of the week. And this brings us to a daily calorie deficit of 850 calories.
That is kind of a big calorie deficit in my opinion. 800 calories is like an entire meal. And I think for most people, cutting out an entire meal per day is gonna be too much. You're gonna be low energy, it's gonna be hard to focus, you're gonna be extremely, extremely hungry. Personally, I like my calorie deficit to be a little bit lower than that, but it depends. Do you wanna go extreme for a short amount of time, or do you want a bit something less extreme, more sustainable, but it's gonna take you longer time to hit your goals? It's up to you.
And since I said our goal here isn't to starve ourselves, we're gonna walk on the incline treadmill at an incline of 11 and the speed of 3.3 for 30 minutes every single day to burn 350 calories. And
I don't think that's accurate. I don't think you're gonna burn 350 calories walking on an incline treadmill for half an hour. That doesn't seem right to me. Maybe he's like measuring that on his Apple Watch, or he's measuring that on the calorie counter on the treadmill itself. Those things are both known to be like wildly inaccurate.
And the remainder of the deficit is going to come from you eating in a calorie deficit of 500. But if you don't know what maintenance calories to be eating to be in a deficit, I want you to comment the word deficit at the bottom of this video and I'm going to send you a free resource to help you out.
Yeah, I mean, the ideas are right, but I'm not sure if the numbers are sustainable. I mean, look, I'm not going to argue with this guy. He's ripped, he's jacked, he's absolutely shredded with a low amount of body fat, so he obviously knows what he's talking about. But for the average person, so you're gonna be super hungry, your belly's gonna be rumbling. So while I think the principle's right, like I said, I would have that gap a little bit smaller, around 500 calories. I think you're never gonna burn 350 calories in 30 minutes on the treadmill. I think you're gonna need to walk 10,000 steps. Also make sure you're hitting your sleep, minimum of 8 hours a night, weightlifting in the gym, eating whole foods, monitoring your stress levels. If you've got all of those dialed in, yes. And listen, maybe I'm completely wrong. If you can burn 350 calories on a treadmill, if you can be in an 850 calorie deficit and not be absolutely hating every single second of your life and daydreaming about food 24 hours a day, if that works for you, don't let me tell you it won't. Try it out and let me know if you get the results.